Hi, everybody. So in Rob's video, he showed that 0.000000095 is the same thing as 9.5 times 10 to the negative 7th. So we're going to do that again, but we're just going to go the other way. Let's start with 9.5 times 10 to the negative 7th, and we'll show that that's the same as 0.000000095. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write out all of the 1/10ths. All right. Now, just a quick, even though this is a math video, just a quick ELA lesson here. Usually you don't put an apostrophe before the S if you're just making a word plural, but you can when it's a number over here. Okay. So now let's go back to math. So the first thing I want to do is write out all the tens. So all of the 1/10ths. So 10 to the negative 7th can be written as 1/10 times 1/10 times 1/10. I need 7 of these. Times 1/10, that's 4. Times 1/10, that's 5. Times 1/10, that's 6. Times 1/10. Okay, good. I made it with room to spare. So 10 to the negative 7th is the same thing as 1/10 times 1/10 times 1/10 times 7 times. Okay, so 9.5 times 10 to the negative 7th is the same thing as 9.5 times 1/10 times 1/10 times 1/10, etc. All right, now the next thing we're going to do here is multiply all of the 1/10ths together. So 1/10 times 1/10 times blah, blah, blah 7 times is the same thing as if we were to actually multiply all of those fractions together, we would get another fraction with a 1 in the numerator. If we do 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, then in the numerator, we would just get 1, right? And in the denominator, we're doing 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. So we would get a 1 with 7 zeros after it. 6, 7. Okay. And then I'll just put the commas in to make it the number easier to read. So that's 1 over 10 million. Now, the next thing we're going to do is take the reciprocal. All right. And we're also going to switch multiplication to division, which I already did for you. So in other words, multiplying by 1 over 10 million is the same thing as dividing by 10 million. Okay, so 10 million is the reciprocal of 1 over 10 million. That's what you get if you just flip 1 over 10 million. You would get 10 million over 1, but we don't need to bother with writing over 1, right? So we'll just write 10 million. So multiplying by 1 over 10 million is the same thing as dividing by 10 million. So 9.5 times 1 over 10 million is the same thing as 9.5 divided by 10 million. And now for this activity, I'm going to let you use a calculator. Let's see if we actually do get the number that Rob got in his video. So we will do 9.5 divided by 10 million. That's a 1 with 7 zeros after it. Okay. 9.5 divided by 10 million. And that will give us the exact same number that Rob had, right? 0.000000095. So what we've just shown here okay, notice, by the way, that the decimal point is no longer in between the 9 and the 5. It's all the way over here now, okay? That's a common mistake. A lot of students, when they do this, they'll keep the decimal point in the same place that it was before, but you shouldn't do that. So anyway, what we've just shown here is that 9.5 times 10 to the negative 7th is the same thing as this, which is the same thing as this, which is the same thing as this, which is the same thing as this. So these are actually two ways of writing the exact same thing. All right. So you are going to do everything that I just did in this in the follow-up activity to this video. Good luck.